Welcome back to Wickerson Studios. I am dreadfully excited. I am learning data science through the ghPython interface with the Python remote node plugin. I just think this is amazing. For what little knowledge I have in NumPy and SciPy and Matplotlib and all the others, you can see what I'm actually doing here. Right now I have running a script in Matplotlib that's come from a comic book file. The script is over here. What's amazing about this one-liner Python book is it covers everything, and so trying to wrap the content of that book into Grasshopper is really what this entire playlist is about for those that really want to do this. Of course, the data scientist is like, this is just novice stuff. The Grasshopper person is like, this is alien stuff. Why would I do this? So I'm going to shut this down, and you can see what's going on here. I am grabbing how to create advanced array filters with statistics, math, and logic, Matplotlib, and this is only the intermediate section of this book, so I am so excited. The script itself, I've had to go in and I've had to do a few things in this master script, so let me shut this down because I just opened it again. This is a massive file of intermediate that I'm doing, but I am getting better and better and better at this, bringing in and making sure that they're open in the correct area of remote through Conda, through Anaconda, that I can get access to all these libraries. Now I just type them in, I run them, I open them up over here. You can see this module will get everything up and running. Matplotlib, SciPy, Matplotlib, PyPlot, NumPy, LinALG, I don't even know what that is, and NumPy. I'm just kind of going from the forums. I'm feeling very good because I'm learning from the forums now and other people's notes. I don't have to even contact. I can just type in my search and find it. So when you get this up and running, and I can assist people with this, but really it's online. I think figuring it out yourself is more important. The script itself is right here. I've typed in. Now I'm starting to import a lot more instead of Rhino script syntax. Script context, the ghPython remote node comes, and then I'm able to, because of that node, to bring in everything I want. Once I get something in, I can apply the other things that come out of that library. So Matplotlib will give me PyPlot. And one thing to remember that it's tricky with Matplotlib when plot shows executes a graph, it'll freeze up your screen, and then you got to hit Q so you can exit it to take a look. So right now, I don't know if all of these run. It crashed it last time I tried doing it, so we'll do one at a time. Let's run it with just this comic book data, pulling it offline. It's amazing that it goes there as long as you got a good connection. And we can script this and we can code it. So let's run it, and here's our graph, and there it is. Boom, bam, you're up. And then you'll see what happens in a few seconds is as this is running and you're getting your data on that graph and generating that. I mean, it was amazing because now I could start. I don't even know why I'm interested in this, but I am. Not sure where my face went. So let's try another one. You can see that it froze up. I can hit Q, and I think it gives me access back, but if not, I'm just going to close out that file. Now I'm going to close that one, and I'm going to try and annotate this one, a different one, and see if it works for me. Let's hit play, and it did. So I got another little graph that came in, and I changed it up a little bit. I just like to do, you learn the script and code and fix your errors one little step at a time. I'm not sure what this one's going to do. I think it's going to jam me up. Nope, it ran another script as well. Now what I'm going to try and do, I think it's the save that's giving me trouble, and then it crashes. And if that happens, well, that's it. Otherwise, I have so many other things to catch up on. Let's run it. And there you go. You've got all the data running in there as once. And nice. And if it's making sense to you, the mean and what are the other things we're learning about in here? Oh, it's all new to me. Kind of trying to find the outliers around what's happening within this data. We're going to apply that to finding absolute value and other things, but we're going back into NumPy pretty hard. This is the only page, which is 70 and 71, dealing with how to create advanced arrays, filters, and statistics, looking at understanding mean and standard deviation. So that's really what we're doing here, which is just incredible to think that I'm getting back into my stats. It took me like 3 times to pass in undergraduate school. I mean, who would have thought I'd be back into this? And certainly think of this as a visualization tool. So very excited. I think what I'll do just to mess things up in the end is I will try and save the graph, and I think this is where it crashes out on me, and if it does. But before I test that, we'll hit OK. The map will come up again. Let's go back, and what we've missed so far is I've gotten into sorting in NumPy, simple script here. Lots of information that I have on here if you're interested. Learning to sort and sort by argsort, which are different from indices to the data. And there's the difference between it as I go into. And I'm actually doing multi-dimensional arrays with this one. So this is very nice. And you choose your axis, x being 0 or 1. So this is, you can change your data by, I've just put in a plugin in Grasshopper so I can change that over instead of had to hard code that. So this is really a mix of programming computationally with Grasshopper's nodal interface. So I think I'm one of the few people doing this, and I'm actually very much exciting it. ArgSort as an example is one that's going to sort out. Once again, I'm having trouble again with not so much on this one yet. This one's actually working pretty nicely. Arg sorting players and getting into your slicing and figuring out how that works and broadcasting and all that. And then the use lambda functions for a Boolean indexing filter. You see what happened here again is I had data and I'm still having trouble with this. I cannot get the as type float to work. This is the second and only time in this book that you need this. So what I did was just converted the names over, kind of enumerated them through numbers. So it still will tell me those with a greater number and y using a simple one-liner lambda function. So you will learn a ton in this book, a little bit about everything. You can go deeper in whatever area it takes you. I'm excited to be in the middle chapters on data science. We're going to go into machine learning, and I'm probably going to get my head finally around machine learning because of this text in this own translation. If this benefits anybody, jump on my Patreon, give me a little support, and grab all the files. I'll have the master files here along with all individual files. This is only half of it, and it will only be a fifth of it by the time I'm done this project. So I'm so excited to say this is going well, and here's the advanced matplot library, and I probably need to change this one back. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go back to open. I think it's here. I'm going to open up. I'm going to actually save this document as the 26 sample filtering because I actually fixed a lot of problems in that. So I'm going to override that one. There we go. So wonderful little exercise. I still have to bring out all of these nodes. I've fallen behind changing these in the Wickerson Studio clustered nodes, but it really doesn't matter if they're mine and you pull them offline or if they're on here as Python nodes. But I'm trying to get a little bit of support, and I think all the work I'm doing is very exciting. It's actually learning and research and development on my own part, and once again, pretty exciting. Let's see if we can run it and get that graph up here. Fine. And let's see what happens when I go here. And of course, you just solve your problems one thing at a time. I'm going to try and save this figure. I'm going to run this one back, hit test, and we've influenced, I believe, that data. It's hard to say. I'd have to see it before and after. Let me just shift here and see if I can see the difference. Okay, that one's got 12. That one goes to 13. And then as soon as I start applying this other kind of influence on it and hit play, you see the charts change the data up. So I am starting to play with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I mean, what do I care about comic books and the probability of people grabbing it or not? But I'm going to try this save figure, and I think this is where it crashes out. And yeah, I've got a problem with it here. Yes, and in doing so, I best just get back in there quickly, hashtag that out, and say there's an issue with this. I'm just going to say not working in big caps, not working. And I'm sure it's something that I'm going to have to get in there and find out why it's not working for me to plot. And it's probably just not reading JPEGs. That's basically what it is. I'll have to find another way to read JPEGs into Grasshopper. So it just gets more and more complex. Hopefully I can close this out. I think I just crashed my file. If I close this, we'll have to close and restore the program. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching. There's a bunch of weird stuff.